It is Friday. We are here. We are learning. We are growing. And it is going to be a great episode today. And do you guys know why? Because you are here. Guys, I want to talk to you about something. Have you ever dreamt of where you are right now as a child? Like when you were a child, we looked up to rock stars, movie stars, people that did cool shit. You know, just like the really cool stuff that, like, that's who I'm going to be when I grow up. Yep, I am going to be on the moon. You damn right I am. Guys, I want to share some stuff with you today. I want to open up. I want us to connect. I want us to become like a little brother and sister here. Younger John would be proud of the older John today. And I will tell you why in a minute and how I got to where I am today. But a little backstory of myself. I didn't come from the lucky sperm club, as some would say. My dad was a garbage man back in the day before garbage man actually made good salaries. Do you guys remember back in the day that they actually had to carry the cans in the back and dump it in? Yeah, that was my dad back then. Before the robotic arms that are in today's world that just pick up the trash. Ever see that meme that it's just the arm just goes crazy? Yeah, not like that. So that was my dad. My mom was a stay-at-home mom with 3 boys, and one boy constantly was in the hospital because he had muscle dystrophy, a lot of other health problems. And I remember as a child that money wasn't in our family. We lived off the church's food pantry, and our clothes were hand-downs from the next sibling that we had. And Christmas would come the day after Christmas because my dad would find toys the next day from parents throwing out old toys on his route from being a garbage man. Now, I'm not trying to beat up my parents by any means. I love my parents. And you know what? More kids need to give credit to their parents. I said this the other day. I did not realize what it would be like as a parent until I became a parent. You know, I suck at being a parent. Can any other parent out there agree with me? Do you ever feel like, man, I just suck? And then you start actually thinking about your parents. It's like, you don't realize what they actually went through. Feeding all these mouths and that, and they're just trying to deal with making bills at the end of the day. And you know, I honestly give my parents so much credit on all the shit that they went through in their lives that they still got to raise 3 young men. So I love my parents for that. They were loving and they were caring and they kept food on the table and they took care of us the best that they could for who they were in that season of their life. Eventually down the road, they did become entrepreneurs themselves and did well. But for my youth, I remember it was dark and gloomy days of seeing my parents stressing over the money constantly as a child. And I said I never wanted to worry about money or being in that situation when I got older. I remember one night as a child, the news came on and they had a segment about a man that I did not know who he was at the time because I was just a kid. And actually, this is very funny because if you fast forward 25 years from when I saw that segment into the future man today, that man was Donald Trump. And as a kid, I saw Donald Trump being interviewed in a helicopter overlooking the city. And I remember watching it and he said, "They will all sell to me. They all eventually sell one way or another." And I remember that interview so clearly because this man with slick hair, painted orange, like an Oompa Loompa, in a nice suit in his helicopter looking over the city saying they're all gonna sell to me one day. But as a kid, I never wanted to become a family man with the house in the neighborhood, grilling burgers, smiling like in the movies. It's a great day to be alive kind of thing. With the white picket fence in the yard, with the dog running through it, with the kids screaming and hollering that they're having a good time that you see in the commercials. Not this kid. I wanted what I saw Donald Trump had. Or another thing that I would stay up as a kid with TV was watching pro wrestling. God, I was obsessed with that. I wanted to travel the world as a pro wrestler on TV. So in other terms, my childhood dreams was to become a pro wrestler or a billionaire, basically. Some would say, keep dreaming, kid. So if you fast forward to today, I am neither of those things that I said I would want to become. But I have created my dream life for myself that I would have never thought was possible. I have an estate. I built a commercial gym here on that estate. I have a happy marriage. I travel with my wife sometimes, and I have a successful business and invest in real estate as well. I know I am far from reaching my full potential in this life, and that is why I am here today with you. That's why I started this YouTube channel and the podcast. As I experience new things for myself in my life and business and everything in between, I want to share that with the public to maybe encourage others to take action. for themselves on becoming the king and queen they were born to become on earth. I know this sounds crazy. I know people are like, John, are you listening to yourself right now? You sound like a crazy person. Maybe I am a little crazy, and that's okay. I'd rather be a little crazy and live an extraordinary life than being depressed off my ass, saying I wish there was more. There's two things right now in my life that I am focused on, and those two things are called, the two G's are growth and giving. I want to keep growing an empire while giving back to our local communities and charity that we have been getting more involved with this year. I want to help on creating other people's lifestyles for them, on fulfilling their full potential for their lives. Because I believe this society that we live in needs more men and women to fulfill their life's dreams, not living in poverty, not being dictated by the government, and not saying this is all there is to life. You are not a slave, you are not a victim, but you are a victor. Guys, life can be a crazy, wild, and fun ride if you make the choice to make it that way. I am in my 30s right now, and it's sad when I talk to other 30-year-olds or 20-year-olds that they feel hopeless about their future, anxious about their lives, and depressed from the disappointment of what they were told that they could do, and also mad for the outcome of it all. I totally personally understand. I do. I really do. I've been there. I've done it. And I can relate to you on how you're feeling right now. But here's the thing. We are the creators of our destinies. It's true. I know you will scoff at it. Okay, John. Sure, whatever you say, man. But we really are. You, and only you. I want you to listen to this. You are the only one. Just you to decide how your life will turn out. Yes, I know it's true that some of us had worse starts than others from how we were raised. But your own fault if you stay in that mindset. You need to help yourself and grow more into the person you were supposed to become. A lot of times it's not the knowledge that has been taught to us for over 18 years in the school system that will give you the life that you want. It's the after part of school. From what you tell yourself, feed your mind, reprogram it, and re-educate it on the things that actually will help you and give you the life that you want. It really is true, guys. You are in a matrix. I know that sounds crazy and conspiracy and all that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it really is like the matrix that we live in. And we need to unplug from what the media is teaching us, from what the government wants us to be taught. And we need to be masters of our own universes. We need to conquer our inner beings of who we are. We are all powerful, we are all gifted, and we all are destined for greatness, if you truly do believe it. One of the biggest things I can thank myself actually for is figuring out a way to make some serious cash. And the only way to do that is to go into business for yourself. I've failed at 3 businesses now. 3. That's the key though, is you don't give up. I have failed and failed and failed. Most people would have gave up. I have spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars that I have lost, but I never gave up until it clicked. And it did click. And that's my thing, is you don't give up till it clicks, and you need to be in business for yourself to actually create wealth. The second thing I would say is keep reinvesting all that extra money back into your business, real estate, assets, or other businesses or investments. While you do this over and over again, year after year again, you need to act like you are broke. You need to start delaying self-gratification as long as you can and reinvesting everything back into your investments. Here's something I experienced myself that I can share with you personally. Once you give into that self-gratification, when you start buying nicer things or upgrading to that lifestyle that you wanted, you will notice a couple things for yourself. 1, you will have to make a lot more money to maintain the things that you buy or the lifestyle that you want. 2, they will become a distraction for you as well. The things break constantly. Trust me on this. So really what you're doing is creating new headaches and money problems for yourself on upgrading or buying these self-gratification things that you feel like you deserve it because you made it in this life. And I'm at fault for this too. Now don't get me wrong. I'm at fault for this too. And I've corrected myself or try to. So the one thing that my wife and I told myself, especially for our situation that we are in, we don't want to own more things that constantly break all the time. And they do, guys. Boats are constantly working. Like the saying goes, break out another 1,000. Your ATVs, your dirt bikes, all that stuff, your motorcycles, your sports cars, all that costs money. Even when you're not using it in the warm seasons, like how, it just sits there for 6 months out of the year because you can't go boating during the winter. It costs you money. Everything costs money. And then you have to redo everything to get it back up to par to even run it for the season. We own a fleet of party buses, and something is always wrong with one of them. Not that we don't take care of our stuff or that we neglect it, but when you own a fleet of vehicles, the headaches never stop. So we said buying toys is just a distraction of money, energy, and your time. So we told ourselves that we would only rent the boat for the day or the ATV for the day or whatever else it is, because it takes more than it gives for the little amount of time that you actually use it for the season you have. Now, like I said, that's just my experience. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong to have nice things. And everyone should experience both sides of the coin to see what really is important at the end of the day for your time, energy, and money. So guys, I want you to think about this. Anything is possible if you put your mind towards it. The key to success is not giving up no matter how difficult things seem. You will. Trust me. You will. I failed 3 businesses, like I said before. One actually took off. You just have to keep trying, but you don't quit. You have to have a vision of what you want and set a plan in place to go towards that direction. You must stay the course and delay self-gratification as long as you can, no matter what. Focus on winning every single day at what you do. Take the first step and then the next. Commit first and figure the rest out later. Just commit and take one step forward. And last but least, keep the main thing the main thing. Once you figure out what you are doing, so many people, including myself, get distracted on changing things up. When you are winning at the thing that you're doing, guys, if you're making $20,000 a month, try to get to $30,000 a month and so forth. Double down on the main thing to keep it growing. I had to remind myself this over and over and over again, constantly. Like, just double your sales year after year and try to keep the main thing the main thing. Don't try to diversify your money and all that till you're really making some serious dough, guys. Serious. So I want to say this too. Life can get so distracting with so much going on in our lives. We get so distracted with what the media is telling us, what our families are telling us, what our friends are telling us. But I want you to think, what are you telling you? What are you feeling right now? What do you want right now? Because no one knows that, guys. No one knows what you want or desire. You are the only one that's stopping you from achieving your greatest version of yourself. You can be anything and you can do anything. Life is limitless, and the only limits to your life are the ones you tell yourself every single day. Guys, if you like my videos, if you find meaning in them, and if you find purpose in them, guys, please give me a thumbs up with it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because we post every single day here. Guys, it's been real, it's been honest, and I truly do appreciate you if you're still watching. Thanks again, and I will see you tomorrow.